All right. So we did the first vertical line on the bottom box. It's not very tall for most of you. For some of you guys have slightly taller ones. And then again, you're going to winky eye. So you kind of close one eye, line up your pencil with the bottom edge, and then you're just really bringing it over and transferring it down, and then line it up. Do that with the other side. Again, this is the beginning of drawing from observation. And the cube, the box, the structure of most things can be developed within this type of shape. So even when we go to the cup, we're going to be drawing a box first. So that's why I'm doing this. So that's why it's important. Instead of us drawing using kind of a winky eye, because we can't see the full range of the top edge right here, we're going to just use that trick we used yesterday. So we're going to have our pencil here on the right hand side on that line. We're going to transfer it up, keeping it parallel, and then remember they have to converge, right? So we're going to tuck it just a tiny bit down, and then you can use your pencil so that these two lines converge. That's super important. They have to converge. Again, do that on both sides. So I'll take my pencil, translate it up, point it down so that these again begin to converge. You can make a mark and draw a line, or just use that pencil as a way of translating it. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you want to look at how big the box is on the left side comparative to how big it is on the right side. Okay? So if I take my pencil and just gauge it a little bit. So I'm taking my pencil and I'm like measuring it a little, again closing one eye. And then I compare that measurement with the side on the left. So I measure the side on the right that's longer, and then I compare it, and it's about 1 to like 3/4. So if I decide it's about this long, it's long, I'm going to end the box right here, and this is my length. 3/4 is about here, so it's about to right about there maybe, because it's a little shorter on this side and a little longer on this side. Let me extend that out just a tiny bit.
So how many inches?
We're not measuring. We're just looking at, like, if this one's this big, this one's a little smaller. Okay? We're not using a ruler for this. So you guys can see on this one, this side's, the right side's bigger, the left side is smaller. From here, we're going to use that pencil trick again, but we're going to do it for the top of the box. Now, you have a box on your box, so you can't see the whole thing. This is why this trick that I'm showing you guys makes a difference, right? So again, I know my point is right here, right? And I have another point right here. So I'm going to take this pencil, slide it out parallel, line it up with this point, and again, that's parallel. They look parallel. In order to have them converge, I can't move this line, it's established. So I got to point this one down a little bit so that they will match up with a point off to the right. And then I go like that. That's the top of the box. I'm going to do the same thing. Now this is a stretch. It's a little farther distance than this. We're going to come right over here to that point. And again, if I kept it parallel, that would be parallel. That would be an isometric drawing, which is not what we're doing. you're going to tilt it down. So again, these are now converging. And then once you get that, you make yourself a little mark. And then it should look like that. I'm going to pause the video and check on you guys. All right, so we're starting on our final one. You were going to do both boxes together. I'll go through the second box with you. But do the same thing we did with the first box. And any corrections that I made, add those to it. So we're going to start again with our vertical line. That's that front corner. We're going to angle it. Make sure you have a good enough angle. It should be a V. Like so. We're going to use our pencils again. Slide them up. Tilt it down, make a line. Remember the technique I showed you guys yesterday in how to hold your pencil so it becomes an extension of your arm? Measure the right side to the left side. So if I'm going to make this roughly about this big, my left side's a little shorter to about here, maybe, roughly. And we do the same trick with the top of the box. We put our pencil on it, we slide it over, and then tilt it down. Remember, it's got to tilt down so that our pencils are converging and coming together in a point way off over here. Again, I'm going to take this pencil, slide it over parallel, but dip it back down a little again so that I have a box that's in perspective. Now, with the boxes that we created yesterday in class, we made them transparent. You don't need to do that for this. So we're just drawing from observation, drawing what we see. So when everybody's at this point, I'll show you the next step, the record. So you're going to take that line that you already have, and you're going to add the next box up, okay? The line where it intersects on the top of the box that you're drawing. So everyone's is going to be a little different. I want you to look at how much it overhangs. I mean, maybe yours is going the opposite direction too, so it could be a lot of different things. And then from there, you're going to go up, however tall it is. And again, everybody's box is different, so look at your box. And then the right-hand side angle, again, will be the same as probably whatever one it's closest to. So this one it's close to. So this is how it's going to work. All right. Don't worry about your lines. They can be loose and sketchy. This box is shorter for me, so I'm going to stop it right about here. I'll see just a little bit of that corner. Right? If it's helpful, you can erase any lines that seem confusing. I wouldn't worry about like mistake lines or anything like that, but just if there's extra line. Okay? And then we're going to again do the same trick we did before. So with this box, it overhangs, it comes to about here. So I'm going to take my pencil on that bottom line. I'm going to see how tall it is. It's about to here. And I'm going to bring it up to that point and tilt it down just a smidgy. So from this point to here. And what you'll notice is the top is going to get smaller looking, right? because it's coming closer to your horizon line. Not by much, but by a little. All right. We'll do the same thing. So if you're like, what you doing? Take a peek. I'm holding that other pencil here, bringing it up to my point, and then tilting it down. That's my line. And then we'll do the top of the box the same way. Again, put it on that line, slide it up. It might look a little narrow, and that's okay. And take the right hand side, slide it over to my corner, and again, make sure that it's angled down. Take a step back. I think I need a smidge more on this side. So I'm going to angle it ever so slightly. Kind of erase back that line. And now I have a box on a box. Right? So everybody give this a try. I want you to pop your front lines just like we did. If you're anything like me, you're getting smudged from your hand, and that's okay, not the end of the world. But I'm popping what I can see, and then I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase what I can't see. So I can't see through this box. I'm going to erase back what I don't see, and that will help you visually. Now it looks a little bit more like one is sitting on the other. Make sure to pop this bottom line here and this line. And then I want you to look at your light source. If you have any shaded sides, you can shade them. They don't have to be fancy shaded. Okay. Like my light source is from the windows, so my left sides are going to be shaded. If you are on these tables, you're going to get a little texture lining because the tables are not super perfect. But just so you kind of understand a little bit of shading on this. Okay, we're going to have bright spots here, but this area will be a little shaded as well, because it's in the shadow of that other box. And I'm probably going to get a little bit of shading from here underneath. That's a little darker, right? And then this side might be kind of lightly shaded. And this side might be lightly shaded. But this is a little darker. You can start to look at the lines on your box to see if you want to get out some details. If it has a little folded part, you can soften these lines and curve it just a little bit. We haven't gotten into a lot of shading, but you could put a little shading on the bottom side if you wanted, where the foreground is. And always your very bottom line should be very dark. Your bottom line that hits the ground in any drawing should be very dark. So I'm going to give you guys the rest of class to work on this and get it just the way you want it. I'll leave this projected so you can see it. and then we should be good.